This is the 3 reasons why you are not losing fat, and more importantly, how to fix it. So my name is Coach Seth. I've worked with over 10,000 people remotely with successful weight loss, and I'm here to drop some knowledge on how you can speed up your fat loss if you're struggling. So before I get into that, let me know in the comments below if you're watching this live, say hi, hi, or if you're watching this on replay, a little DJ action for you. Please put hashtag replay and put what time you're watching it and where you're watching it from so we don't lose your habit and make a change for the better. All right, well, without further ado, here we go. The 3 reasons why you are not losing fat and how to fix it. So, after working with over 10,000 people on successful weight loss, you kind of figure out exactly what people need to do. And there's some common issues, some common things, some common stuff that keeps bringing its ugly head up when you're trying to lose weight, all right? So before we get into that, you need to understand that in order for you to lose weight, you have to either move more or eat less in some capacity one way or another, right? And so for us to drop fat, we need to make sure we have the right environment and the right thing to allow you to become better. But I'm curious, if you are listening to this and you are watching this, how much weight are you trying to lose? If you're someone that has been struggling, if you're someone that has been trying every diet, every workout, nothing's worked, this training is for you. So disclaimer, if you do not want to lose weight, if you do not want to become better, if you're not trying to drop fat, do not listen any further, because this is not going to help you whatsoever. But if you are one of those people, grab some paper, grab a pen, because you're about to learn today. All right, so the first thing we're going to focus on, right, is in order for us to become better, we need to collect data. We need to be able to be consistent with what we're doing. That includes our strength training and our nutrition. So if we don't have any data, right, then we're not going to know what's happening. We're going to have a big frowny face, and it's not going to be good, right? So data, it's just like Shakira. Her hips don't lie, data doesn't lie. If we want to improve something, we really got to focus on this. We got to see what's working. In order for us to improve our situation, right, we need to be consistent with what we're doing, right? And so that starts with setting a routine. It starts with having some accountability. It starts with preparing things in advance. So if you're not preparing, if you're not setting yourself up for a good positive routine, if you don't have someone hold you accountable like myself that knows the ins and outs of exactly everything you're about to go through, odds are you probably have not been successful with what you're doing, right? And so that's the first place I would start. Is collect data, collect everything you need to do. Track your workouts, track your diet, track everything. That way we can see what's working. We can double down on that, right? And before we start throwing stuff at the wall, and hoping it sticks, because it ain't gonna happen, right? So the first thing is collect data, make sure you're being consistent with what you're doing. First, focusing on your nutrition, number 1, and then focusing on your workouts, number 2, right? So before we get into anything else, get some data, right? So number two here, right, is we want to be able to overcome any plateaus that may come our way. So here is the secret, folks. Your body does not want to lose weight. It wants to hold on to it. It wants to keep it. In fact, it wants to gain weight as much as possible, right? Because your body is always trying to get to the next thing. It's always trying to harvest. It's always trying to hold on as much as possible, right? So odds are you're going to fight a plateau. You're going to fight some kind of struggle when it comes to losing weight. Every about 10 pounds, you need to readjust with what you're doing in terms of your nutrition, maybe some of your workouts. So if you are struggling with, moving forward, so progress, right? Your progress, it will start to slow down as you move forward, right? So we need to make sure that the things that we're doing, we're progressing, right? Whether it's our nutrition, whether it's our workouts, that those things are on point, right? So that may mean we might need to switch up with everything we're doing. It may mean we might need to reassess our nutrition. It may mean we might need to change up some stuff on how we're recovering, right? Which kind of is what our next point here is about recovery. But if you're not focusing on collecting data, it's not going to matter how you're progressing, because it's probably not going to progress that much. You're not going to lose weight, so odds are you're going to hit a plateau. You're going to be frustrated. You're going to go back to your old habits. You're going to gain the same 5-10 pounds. So if this is you, raise your hand, right? I know I fell victim to that before, right? Everyone goes through it, but more importantly, we have the training here today to make sure that you don't go through it moving forward, because the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting results. So let's change it up on you, right? Let's collect the data. Let's make sure that we're progressing, doing the right stuff, not hitting a plateau, right? So we got those 2 points there. We got number 3 here is making sure that we're avoiding injury and we're allowing ourselves to recover. So recovery is huge, right? So, you can work out as much as you want, but if you're not allowing your body to recover, eventually you're going to hit a wall. You're not going to go anywhere. You're basically going to be walking like this, marching. It's not going to make any sense. So you have to make sure that you're, warming up properly, whether it's some kind of dynamic warm-up, whether it's walking on the treadmill, something to raise up the heart rate, get that blood pumping, because if you don't warm up, your body's like a rubber band, especially your muscles. You only stretch so much, you only get so much before it starts breaking down. Which again, going with your data, seeing what's working, being able to progress. If we're not focusing on these things, the recovery is going to be out the window anyways, because I already know from number 1 where you're at. If I ever want to see where someone's going to be 6 months from now, all I got to do is look at their current habits, how they're eating, how they're working out, and it's going to let me know exactly where they're going to be, right? So if you're not focusing on recovery from the get-go, you're going to set yourself up for failure, and it's going to be an endless loop of going nowhere, folks. Free ticket right there, right? If you don't focus on this stuff, you're going to keep going back into the same old, losing the same weight, eventually gaining more. It's going to be even harder. So let's not work harder, let's work smarter. Let's focus on these 3 things, collecting data with what you're doing, right? On your workouts, on your nutrition, first and foremost. We're not eating right. It's not going to matter what we're doing, we're trying to lose weight. And then when we are progressing, making sure we're changing those things up. So if we know we need to improve on our protein, if we know we need to improve on our water, that's where we can make those adjustments, right? So, but don't make those adjustments too early, because you're going to set yourself up for failure. It's going to be a lot harder to progress and move forward in the right direction. And if you're not focusing on your recovery, folks, you're not sleeping good, if you're not getting proper nutrition, covering all your bases, using a good multivitamin, it's not going to matter. You're going to keep setting yourself up for failure. So if you're someone that's lose the same 15, 20 pounds over and over again, or I've had a couple of clients that I've worked with that before they met me, they've lost 100 pounds multiple times. Can you imagine having to do that? Losing 100 pounds is hard, but doing it 3 or 4 times, how much extra stress that is on your body. Let's not do that, folks. Let's get ourselves set up for success. Let's do this thing the right way. Let's stop hitting our head against the wall. Let's get the results we want so we can get a big smiley face. So if that made sense, or if it didn't, let me know in the comments below. What is the one thing that really helped you with today's training? What is one thing that you feel like stood out to you? And if you do need help, in the comments below, put me, ME, I'll reach out to you, and I'll make sure we'll rock and roll into a better you tomorrow. All right, folks, well, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you all on the flippy flop. Peace.